markers on gas. We have good saturation, maybe a little even overkill. I generally put maybe 22 probes on there max, and he's got, I guess, 21. But yeah, that's about right, I guess. Depends how economically stable you want to be. Saturation over here looking fairly well. I don't see these mules being used that often, actually. I don't see any. We've got 100 energy here, 50 energy here, and maybe one or two mules have been dropped down, but it looks like he's done a few scans now of his base. You can see both robotics facilities, all 4 gateways, or warp gates I should say. And not much beyond that. Has he seen that expansion? No, he's not seen the natural expansion from the Protoss yet. He has seen these cannons, so he probably is going to need to have something to either see the ground above him or able to take those out at a distance. We'll see what he's going to do. We do have stim pack and concussive shells now being upgraded. Well, I should say being finished. We are seeing a second reactor up on the 5th barracks. 6th barracks. Oh, 5th barracks. Looks like he lifted that one off, finished off the wall with supply depots, and then put the reactor on. We are seeing, looks like 3 turrets. Yeah, 3 turrets coming down. So you might be thinking, I don't want observers in my base. He does do another scan. He sees the Twilight Council. Wow, 2 scans. Very interesting. I got to admit, I don't really like that. That's a lot of energy to be wasting on scans. At this point, he could be stocking up on minerals, building more of an army, and pushing out instead. I don't believe he's scanned the natural expansion. Oh yes, he has now scanned the natural expansion. Unfortunately, the army is now reinforced. So, are we going to see our first push? It's a fairly marauder-heavy army. Quite a few Marines, though. Are we seeing level 1 weapons upgrade? Yes, we are now. Still 3 gas working off of, with all 3 SCVs in each one. Looks like we are seeing observers placed all over the map for Xtreem, so that's, I guess, some kind of map control to say the least. But at this point, neither player is really doing much. Just macroing up and building their army. Hopefully we see some kind of engagement soon, as I do like to commentate the engages. Lots of pylons being put up in this corner. One nuke I believe can take out a pylon. So yeah, you could definitely nuke down a lot of pylons and cause the Protoss to be supply locked. But if you look, we are seeing Xtreem see this push out now. So we probably are going to see some kind of army get in place. I don't think this is going to be enough. We have 2 more Immortals coming out, so he did get lucky, and the Terran player did go heavy Marauders, so these 4 Immortals and the 2 extra training are going to be effective. We're seeing a couple cannons come down. These cannons on the high ground and cannons on the low ground will help funnel the troops. It would be really nice if you had some storms, some Psy Storm. That would help a lot against the heavy M&M ball. Now, shields also upgraded for the Marines. We are going to see our first engagement. He does do a scan. He's going to take out these cannons really quick, stimming up. That is going to be very effective at taking out cannons, buildings, any buildings actually, and he might even make quick work of this Nexus. Protoss player not engaging yet, waiting for 4 additional Stalkers. Half of his force not engaging. He needs to throw down Guardian Shields and maybe some force fields to push these troops back. This is not very well micromanagement on the Protoss' side. Stim did go down again for the Terran, but it looks like the Terran army may be cleaned up here, as there's just too many Stalkers, too many Immortals. The Protoss army definitely could have played that a little bit better and lost a lot less in that engagement. But he did lose his natural expansion, which is going to cost him a lot, as these minerals are almost nearly mined out, and the Terran is still mining off a full expansion. Good saturation. Should probably get this gas up and running. The Protoss is making a push out. He knows he needs to get some foot ground on the map. These observers aren't going to cut it anymore. He needs to push out and be aggressive. As you guys know, if you're not attacking, you're defending. So the Terran now is definitely on the back foot. Unfortunately, these Stalkers are not going to be enough to take out this Marauder and Marine Ball. Scan coming down, the Mortal coming in a little too late to help out its brethren, and unfortunately that Protoss army is going to crumble. So nice push, well, terrible counter push by the Protoss Xtreem, and a nice counter push by Terran. It looks like he is going to push out, try to take out that Stalker, even though, even with a stim pack, it's not going to be enough to catch those Stalkers as they do move extremely fast. A little more army being pushed out. Barracks looks like they're constantly being queued up. Double click. We are seeing starports come down with reactors. This is what I wanted to see, guys. In that first engagement, Medivacs would have been a huge, huge benefit to that M&M ball, effectively decreasing the opponent's DPS done to the Terran army. Medivacs are absolutely key when you are doing M&M ball. So we do have a fairly large M&M ball. We see the Protoss trying to take a third expansion, so he's got his second one up and running again. We don't see a Templar Archives, but we do see Charge now upgraded for the Zealots. Probes still migrating their way back over to the base. We have 2 sensor towers up now, so the Terran is going to be well aware of anything that is coming its way. Something to note is that hidden units are not revealed by sensor towers, so cloaked units do not get revealed. I thought maybe observers did, but I guess not. Definitely not. So Terran making a quick stop at this Zelnaga tower. The observer is going to see this army coming in, and hopefully the Protoss is going to be able to assemble some kind of force. He's very heavy on gas. He really needs to queue up his warp gates and warp some sentries in. Sentries will be key with Guardian Shield. Unfortunately, this is not going to be good for the Protoss army. He just did not recover quick enough. Stim pack goes down for the Marines and Marauders, and they're going to make quick work of these Immortals. Marines, of course, are very effective against Immortals and Stalkers. They once again take this expansion down, and it looks like with not even one full base mining, Xtreem does choose to leave the game without a GG. So thanks Tgun for sending the replay. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. I'll bring you a few more tonight.